Wow. Episode
What it
207, baby.
what it do?
First one of the year. You know what I'm
First
saying?
one of the year.
Your favorite show where you go to get all the things you want to know about foosball and a whole lot of mo from the desert.
Talk that talk. You dig? You know what I'm saying?
Dr. Bridges, how are we feeling, sir? What are you sipping on, first of all?
A little Hornitas tequila, Reposado. The official tequila of the Arizona Cardinals. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
My Arizona Cardinals. Yes, sir.
Your Arizona Cardinals.
My Arizona Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the family lamb. You know what I'm saying? Out in Miami in the 305. What's happening all the way live? The Fatigue family. What up, though? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all about the Birds family. You know what I'm saying? Out in Philly. Yes. Shout out to the youngins out here. You know what I'm saying? The Valley Boys Association. You know what I'm saying?
The Valley Boys.
I got to send you another shirt too, Benny. It's in the truck.
Oh, come on, Valley Boys! Let's just make it official. Title sponsor. Where are you at?
I'm
in the Valley. He's in the Valley.
That's right. In the Valley. It's all kind of Valley shit. You know what I'm saying? This is Valley shit because the Valley hot. You know what I'm saying? Both Valleys hot. Right. Welcome to the JB and Benny review, man. If you're joining us for the first time, we appreciate you guys for joining us for the 207th time. Ooh, we really appreciate your ass.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Commitment. We might owe you some money for that one.
You're right. That means you are an OG review. We definitely gonna send you a shirt or something. Shout out to Trends Collab, man. I did get my Birdgang all day shirt.
I saw you in the gym. I saw you rocking it.
Had it on in the gym the other day. You know what I'm saying? Look real nice, fit real nice. Just good stuff, man. Go to our website. You know what I'm saying? And are we selling the stuff online right now?
Yeah, it's right there. JB and
not online, but what I mean on Instagram. Do we have the Instagram thing up, store up?
We're still working on that, but go to our website. You can get it.
Go to our website, okay? Call the fans, use code Collar or Birdgang. Get 50% off Super Collar Murray and Birdgang all day apparel at jbandbennetreview.com. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? We're live streaming casualsports.com. Shout out to all the family out here. Earl, what up, man? We love you, man. Still thinking about you. And, you know what I'm saying? You lost mom. Yes, what up to everybody? Sean McConnell, you know what I'm saying? Ed, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mitch and Parts Unknown. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We wish you well out there in Bullhead City. You know what I'm saying? While you're living the cowboy life. We're live streaming, though. You know what I'm saying? On that Casual Sports. Of course, the Believe Podcast Network. Yes, we believe and we appreciate. And shout out to all the sister podcasts that are on the Believe Network, man. Check out Believe, man. It's a lot of good shit over there. If you want to get your podcast and chill on, you know what I'm saying? Tuesday nights, man, you can catch me on JB's podcast, and that's me, right? The Burning Bridges podcast, right? Live streaming Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time on Twitter. Shout out to the All About the Birds and the AAT Sports _ Network, man. It's the movement. Get with us, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the city of Philly. You know I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be back out there real soon. You know what I'm saying? If you got sponsorship questions, hate mail, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Get with us at the JB and Benny Blue Review at gmail.com, right? Rock with us. That's our official email. That's our business email. Don't be sending no malarkey in there. You know what I'm saying? We don't want no spam. We don't want no spam. We don't want no spam. No. We want that real deal business inquiries. You know what I'm saying? Questions, ideas, thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Things that you might want to see us do on the show. We take it into consideration because you know that the JB and Benny Review is all about the people. And speaking of the people. Speaking of the people. All right. I hope you people out there being safe. With all this shit that's going on. They just found another, you know what I'm saying, strand called Flu Rona.
The remix.
Flu Rona, you know what I'm saying?
Flu Rona, the remix.
Usually I don't do this, but go on hit them off with the taste of the remix. You know what I'm saying? So, man, look, they got all kind of shit going on out there. They got pneumonia, flu Rona, you know what I'm saying? They got, they got pulmonary pneumonia, you know what I'm saying?
Like herpes Rona in a second. Good God almighty.
I'm pretty sure that's probably been going around. But listen, it's like a buffet at this point, you know. So it's like going to a Mongolian restaurant. You know, you go to the Mongolian restaurant like a YC's, and you can pick
sneeze guard.
You can pick your food, and then you can just give it to them to cook. So you can just kind of pick your little, you know, whatever you want to pick right now. You got to pick whatever version of the Rona you want right now. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, man. Follow us on social media, of course, the JB and Benny Blue Review, all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yep.
We follow back. You know what I'm saying? Only if you real, you bought that good shit. We ain't following no whack motherfuckers back. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. YouTube, of course, you know what I'm saying? Follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff. We like the 5-star reviews on Apple and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Podcast-wise, we are available on any streaming platform. Right?
Exactly.
All you got to do is look up JB and Benny Blue. We pop
Google
right
us,
up,
you
man.
find it. I promise you, we'll pop right up.
Pop right up, man. Yes, sir.
Plenty of content to sink your goddamn teeth into, so we appreciate anybody's rock with us, whether it's your 207th time or your voice time.
Word.
We appreciate you. Coming up, oh yes, we got to talk about the college football playoff. I know you guys were going to let me get out here. We're talking about old blue. So we're going to get to it. All right. We're going to talk about, get some of the transfer portal stuff. You know what I'm saying? The bowl game. There's a lot of shit to talk about this college football thing. Of course, getting to some week 17 recap and week 18 savage picks. And I know what you're thinking. I know you're getting dizzy just hearing that word, those two words, week 18. Yes, 18 weeks
What?
of regular season football.
It's crazy.
7 games played by each of the 32 NFL teams.
It's crazy.
Playoff repercussions are here. That if this team ties and then this trips down the stairs and then this dude gets the right Bitcoin at the right time, my team's going to make the playoffs.
So right now, Benny, we had a lot of that like 2 weeks ago. Right now, it's pretty much solidified. Right, we only got two teams that are like hanging in the wings in the NFC right now. Of course, we're talking a little more about it, but San Francisco, if they win and New Orleans lose, then yada yada yada, and like so, we only got a couple scenarios. Like it's only one or two scenarios left.
Yeah.
Before it was like 13 on the AFC and the NFC alone. It was crazy.
Now it's pretty slim with some crazy things that need to happen for those other teams to get in. But you're right. It's the window's closing. We pretty much got it set.
Pretty much got it set right now. We gonna see.
Well, we're gonna get to all that shit. First, we're gonna hit them with some reaction news. All right. So look, we saw. Listen, I was on my anniversary trip. I was on my New Year's trip. I didn't watch the game because, to be honest, this is a scenario that I thought was going to happen. Is that Michigan was happy to get to the college football playoff, and that's about where it stopped. They got pretty much rolled 34-11. They kind of, they put one on the board at the very end of the game. But from start to finish, it was basically one of those situations where they just were not in the game. So, look, the easy assessment here is obviously there's a big time talent gap, but also too, Michigan just was not ready to play. I mean, they did not come up. They were not prepared to play from start to finish. They were their own piss from beating Ohio State, winning the Big Ten championship, and just being there. So part of that was they just didn't make it a game. And realistically, you would think that I would be a lot more mad about them putting out that type of performance. But to be honest with you, I'm kind of cool because if we can look at this in the long-term scheme of things, you need to be able to do this to attract the recruits that you need to be able to compete at that level. Because if we're being honest about the Georgia situation, they've been sniffing a natty for these last few years. So they're already building a program that's in that caliber. Whereas Michigan was dog shit in the COVID year last year, and they started this year unranked and made it to the college football playoff. So, yeah, did Georgia deserve to win and is a better team? 100%. But I'm not mad at the fact that Michigan got this far and defied expectations and hopefully is going to set the table. I know everybody within the last few hours is like, oh, Harbaugh's about to leave. Harbaugh's about to go to the Bears now. He's already satisfied. Get the fuck out of here with that. They've been talking that shit for the last every single offseason. They've been saying Harbaugh's going to leave. Mm-hmm. Every single one. Now, if he leverages that to get more money from Michigan, hey, good for him. He gave all his bonuses to his staff, all that type of shit, right? But the reality is, this is what was going to happen with this season, and this is kind of what happened with this season. So I'm not mad at it, but that's my assessment, Dr. Bridges. What is your assessment? Thank you, Will. I appreciate that.
All right, great job, Benny. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I understand that. I actually had higher expectations for Michigan, to be honest. I thought that Michigan was going to.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not giving them a pass. I'm just saying I know what the expectations were.
Oh, yeah. No, you're not giving them a pass. But I thought because, honestly, I mean, Georgia is a good football team. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get it wrong and get it twisted. But I just thought that Michigan was going to put forth a better effort because I thought they would watch the Alabama tape.
Correct.
And they would say, oh, okay, so hurry up, big defensive lineman.
The effort is what bothered me. It wasn't the talent thing. It was the effort. Yeah.
Big defensive lineman. The game plan to me was not what it needed to be, right?
Correct.
The thing about football is that you make preparation and you prepare week to week to win football games, right? So you turn into an offense or a defense that you need to be within your realm of what you do to beat your opponent, right? Because no opponent is the same. If they run the same defense, they got personnel that's different, right? You know what I'm saying? The same scheme, you know what I'm saying? They got blitz packages that are different, or offensive run packages, or receiving packages, route packages that are different. So I just don't think that the coaching staff from Michigan put together a game plan that was favorable for them to win, right? Honestly, you know what I'm saying? They tried to go toe-to-toe with a team that they knew they were out-talented. They knew that from jump, right? Mm-hmm. So you should have took a page from Alabama and did a little bit of a hurry-up, right? But what, like one of my homeboys said earlier I was talking to, he was like, you know, but you got to get first downs. Well, they could very well have gotten first downs. One thing that's very soft about the defense of Georgia is the middle of their defense, right?
Yes.
You know, you got big tight ends. You can sit down in them zones. You can get those first downs. Hurry up, get up, run the ball. It don't matter if it's 2 yards, 3 yards, 7 yards. Don't matter. Hurry up, and keep a personnel group offensively that's going to be favorable for you to do whatever you want to do out of that personnel group. That way, Georgia can't sub. Alabama did that. Now you're talking about talent versus talent, right? But Alabama did that and just made Georgia look as mediocre as shit. Right, because them big D linemen that they got were tired as hell. The linebackers going side to side because they were playing a lot of East and West football. They were tired, and all of a sudden, Alabama started Alabamaing and just started leaning on them because they already got them to that point. So I just don't think Michigan put together a game plan. Shame on their coaching staff for not putting together a game plan that put them kids in position to even compete. Right.
Yeah, I agree, because you could have all the talent. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you're putting those kids in a bad position and they're all out of alignment, all out of assignment.
We've seen lesser talented teams beat more. Like, you know, we've seen less talented teams beat more talented teams before. That's happened, right?
Right.
You know, we've seen that.
Now you mentioned Bama. You know, they lost to Bama in the SEC championship.
Right.
We got the Natty here on Monday the 10th. Mm-hmm. So. What is your prediction? What is your prediction for what's going to happen in the game, and ultimately, who are you taking and why?
I'm taking Alabama to win it. The worst thing that could have happened for any football team that has to face Alabama after they beat Georgia was that Alabama really realized who they were when they beat Georgia. Right? Mm-hmm. They're still Bama. Right? They can still line up and run the ball down your throat. They're still built to where they can play top-notch, tough defense. Let's be real. Alabama has had something that they hadn't had in a long time. They had a bunch of injuries in the defensive backfield. They had a bunch of injuries in linebacker, right? So even though they do have a bunch of 5-star recruits and 4-star recruits, you can't just throw motherfuckers in there to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. You got to get them reps, and you got to be prepared to play. So there's going to be some transitional hiccups between getting guys in and getting that experience. So, yeah, Bama was going through, even though they were winning, they were going through some trials and tribulations and kind of growing as they go, trial and error. And they got to where they were when they faced Georgia. They were like, you know what? Damn, we really are still the same team that we've been for the last, 10, 12 years, right? Mm-hmm. The worst thing that could have happened. So when Georgia and Alabama meet again, I'm expecting Georgia. I'm really expecting Alabama to just open this shit the fuck up. You're going to see Alabama like you ain't never seen them. They're going to be 130 miles per hour where Georgia's going to be at 90 miles per hour, right?
Right. It's also going to be like, one thing that I don't think a lot of Georgia fans would admit about when they played to Michigan, and I think, regardless, I think they win the game anyway. What kind of blew that game open early is the fact that they kind of ran a little trickeration to kind of keep people basically was essentially like a flea flicker, like a sweep right. Kid throws it, completely wide, wide out, burns the DB. Right. He's wide open. There were a couple scores on that kind of like on that little, trickeration that they got that kind of blew the door up, and then they kind of just got to, just Georgia football. And
but again, shout out to Kirby Smart. You know what I'm saying?
Game plan
for being smart. Right. You guys knew that they wanted to run the ball, right? Mm-hmm. So why not take advantage of that early and say, okay, they're going to over pursue, right? We're going to get them safeties peeking. We've been watching film. This safety gets nosy. Boom. Perfect. Hey, trick plays are about timing, right? So if you do something early, and then they already knew they were a more talented football team, but at the same time, Michigan is a dangerous football team, right? Point blank period. They are talented as well. Michigan had everything they needed to beat Georgia. They just put together a shit game plan.
Well,
and
right.
they didn't do it, right? You know
And
what I'm saying?
that's the point I'm making by bringing that up. That's just not going to fly on Nick Saban and a Nick Saban, because if you think about it, it's
Oh, hell
basically
no.
like, if we're like you said, the last 10, 12 years, let's call it what it is. Them showing up at the Natty is the equivalent of Bill Belichick and the Patriots showing up at the Super Bowl.
Right.
They are prepared. They're not. The moment is not too big for them. They are ready to go.
Shout out to my dog Nero. You know what I'm saying? He the Nero Marriott. You know what I'm saying? My boy. And he said on Twitter, he's like, basically, I'm tired of seeing Alabama. I said, well, I replied back, saying the words of the great, Ric Flair, to beat a man, you got to beat the man, right? So even though college football is leveling out, let's be completely honest, it's leveling out. Shout out to Cincinnati, Final Four. That's awesome. That's unprecedented. They've never done that in school history, right? It's beautiful to see. Right, shout out to Michigan, like you said, started the fucking season unranked, bam, finished in the Final Four. Beautiful. The fucking college football plane is leveling out, right? So in the next couple of years, we're going to see some teams that ain't been in the Natty in a while back in the Natty. Hey, mark my words. Everybody joking about my man at LSU, Brian Kelly, but watch how that football team, how good that football team be in the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah. They're going to
He's a great offensive mind. He's a great coach. Yep. And you talking about talent? Oh, yeah, they still getting it now. It don't matter.
And, hey, he had Notre Dame in the playoff mix.
Thank you.
Now imagine what he can do with LSU's talent.
Thank you. So that's what I'm getting at. They still getting talent down there now. All right, so when he finna get down there, man, this dude finna go crazy. All LSU has ever needed was a quarterback, and we saw the last time they won a national championship, it was a Joe Burrow there, right?
Go Tigers.
Had a quarterback. They're going to get the best receivers, right? They're going to get the best DBs. They're going to get talented linebackers. They're going to get big defensive linemen. They're going to get big offensive linemen. They're going to get big running backs, strong running backs, fast running backs. They're going to get big tight ends. All they've ever needed was a quarterback. They got Joe Burrow down there, won a natty, point blank period. It was what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Exactly. Yeah, so no, they'll be back, and college football tends to ebb and flow, especially when a team is down, and especially in these times we live in, the transfer portal, and cats like, oh, I'm committed, and they put it on Twitter, and then a team goes like LSU goes 6-6 and goes to the Struggle Bowl, and then all of a sudden, oh, now I've decommitted and I'm going to Clemson or whatever the case may be. So we already know. Speaking of that, you brought it up with the playing field. Oh, it's been a hot topic this week, Dr. Bridges. The media is complaining about the player opt-outs and the quote-unquote meaningless bowl games. And let's take it back to the shared screen to see what this goof-ass dude, Herb Street. We try to get, you always have a way of coming out once a year and just saying some stupid-ass shit. So what did old Kirk say about players opting out here of games like the Rose Bowl and non, college football playoff games? Let's check it out.
The amount of money, what's the difference as a player in saying these games are meaningless when we played in quote unquote meaningless games? I mean, I know you guys were here a lot, but I just don't understand. If you don't make it to the playoff, how is it meaningless to play football and compete? Isn't that what we do as football players? We compete. So I don't know if changing and expanding it is going to change it. I really don't. I think the era player just doesn't love football.
That's what I was about to say.
We're
dealing with a total different mentality when we're dealing with these student athletes nowadays, especially the football players. I mean, their whole mentality right now is about the championship, the playoff. We got to get into the CFB or the CFP. And because of that, they don't value the bowl games. Now, when we were coming up, Herb Street and myself, to go to a bowl game was a huge reward for a fantastic season. That's what it meant. It's like, okay, your team played this well, so you're going to be rewarded by going to this bowl game. You're going to get a ring. You're going to get swag. Now, kids don't really care about that. They have a sense of entitlement. And it's like, if we're not going,
and Dez kind of doubled down on what Kirk was saying.
It just doesn't have as much value.
To be completely honest, you know what I'm saying? And neither one of them are wrong, right? It just sounds what they're saying. It just sounds fucked up by what they're saying. It just sounds fucked up, right? Neither one of them are wrong, right? You do got kids that all they care about is winning the championship, and if they can't win a championship, then they're just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You do got kids that, first of all, I said this on past episodes of JB and Ben and Blue Review. Social media is butt fucking these kids, right? These kids are celebrities. These kids are celebrities, and I ain't knocking Spencer Rattler again. I know Spencer Rattler's family, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But Spencer Rattler is a perfect example of that, right? They blew so much smoke on Spencer Rattler's ass, he thought he was the first-round draft pick shoe-in. You know what I'm saying? He went and had a shit season. Now, this motherfucker, they don't give a fuck about Spencer Rattler right now, right? They'll build your ass up and they'll knock your ass down. So I get it. They got the likeness thing going on, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? But you still got to put forth the effort to earn that shit, right? And to do that, to really get money off this likeness shit, you got to put yourself somewhere and be there for quite a while, right? You got to be there for 3 or 4 fucking years, I ain't gonna say 3 or 4, 2 or 3 years, so that motherfuckers you can become a household name.
You got to build a brand. Yeah,
you got to build a brand,
101.
right? You got to build a brand. You have to make yourself known. You have to make yourself loved in your respective school. So I get it. The transfer portal is, I think it's cool. I'll be honest, but it needs stipulation. I said this last night on the Burning Bridge podcast. It needs stipulations. You shouldn't be able to transfer unless a coach leaves, right? If a coach that recruited you leaves, you should be able to transfer. Big time. That's the biggest stipulation, right? Mm-hmm. If you're a junior, you should be able to transfer, right? You want to transfer after your junior year, cool, right? If something happens in your family to where you can't, whatever, but it's stipulation.
It's got to be a real reason. It can't be like, I don't want to play here anymore. Yeah,
right. It's like, I ain't getting no playing time, so I got to get the hell out of here. Like that shit got to stop, right?
Yeah.
Caleb Williams went to the transfer portal, the quarterback from OU, and you know why he left? Because Lincoln Riley recruited him to come play football for him. He was like, this dude left, and I'm out, right? Exactly. Okay, so Spencer Rattler, you know what I'm saying? Righteously, to be completely honest, with the stipulation, Spencer Rattler wouldn't be able to transfer. Well, right. I guess because old boy left. So again,
from a technicality, right? But we already know that wouldn't have been a real reason. That wouldn't have been the real reason.
So the coach left. So right. it's got to be some stipulations to this shit, but that's real though. These kids are made to be superstars, and they ain't did a motherfucking thing, but become a 4-star athlete, right? They ain't did shit, right?
Right. Even the rating system is debatable because they might get put at 5 stars, but when you actually see them out there against comparable talent, they might not play like a 5-star talent.
These kids are getting 5 stars because of what they do in 7-on-7, bro. And when I heard that in my mind, I was blown, bro. I was completely blown. Like, these kids getting stars from this shit, right? Really? Right? I mean, okay, that's great. They can shake somebody off the line of scrimmage and catch a ball in underwear, but if he get his ass rocked, is he going to get back up and do the same thing? Is he going to come back over the middle and catch that ball? Is he the same player, right? When the pads start popping, right? So it's relevant what they're saying. I would never say that these kids don't care about football because I know they love football, right? You play this game, you have to love this game to play this game. You have to love this game because this shit takes life from you, right? Well, you got to love it. You know what I'm saying? What you got, Will? My question is, bad season, get benched, never play another down. What about the player's future? Will, you got to put the work in, bro. You got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. But
like you said, the stipulations, the junior, according to your stipulations, Commissioner Bridges, junior year.
Yeah, junior year. After your junior year, you can get the fuck out of there, right? If the writing's on the wall and you do what you need to do, and then they bring a kid in, you know you about to take your shit and you're a junior, yeah, you can get up out of there. But if you're a sophomore on the field or a freshman and you played your first year on the field, when you fucked it up, man, get your ass back to work, bro. Like, these kids are learning to be fucking bitches, right? They're learning to be bitches. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, shit, you're going to have to fucking swallow that shit, right?
Right. I mean,
you got to swallow that shit. Look, if you just asked me if you have an opportunity and you blow your opportunity, who fucking fault is that? Mm-hmm. Right? Who fault is that? You know what I'm saying? Look, you only get one chance. Do not miss your chance to blow. Because opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Whoa, right? Jesus. So, and I you'll never hear me quote Eminem very often, but that was that. Like, this game in the NFL, in college, in high school, there's a pipeline that constantly happens. It's over and over and over. There's a draft every year in the NFL. There's recruiting that goes on all year in college football, right? From junior high football or from Little League football, there is a pipeline coming up to high school football. This game is about competition, right? It's about competition. And if you're not willing to fucking bust your ass and grind it out, this game might not be for you. Like point blank, period. Right? It might not be for you. I've never in my life at any level of football got it. Nobody gave it to me. Nobody at all. Right? Nobody gave it to me. Right?
Yeah, and you're right, Will. I mean, it's
hell no.
Because if a talented player leaves, I mean, think about it. Look at the Oklahoma situation. The reality is, a lot of those kids are going to fly the coop. So who loses? Oklahoma loses because they had all those kids. And now Lincoln Riley leaves, and all of a sudden they're all going to be like, I have decided, they're going to do their whole little, they screenshot the notes app and they put it on Twitter. After careful consideration, I have decided to decommit and go to fucking UCF or some shit.
But let me ask you a question though, Will. Is there a scenario in life where everybody wins? No. So there can't be a scenario in college football where everybody wins. There can't be a scenario in college basketball where everybody wins. Hell, there ain't no scenario in the NFL where everybody wins, right?
Thanks.
It just is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So just like paying college kids, it'll never be right? No matter how we do it, it'll never be right. Whatever we can draw up and all the plans, it'll never be right? It'll never be fair. And Will asking those questions, it's a great example of it, right? Great question, Will. Mm-hmm. Great question.
Yeah, and I mean, Will, I think you're asking good questions, but you gotta understand, I feel like that's coming for. That's more of like a grown folks thing. Let's just be honest. When you're 18, 19, and 20, you should still have kind of like some, I don't want to use the word limitations, but kind of some guidelines where it's like, I don't think it should be completely like free for all buck wild, because like JB just said, because here's the thing. When you talk about like the old school bag man who's like on the board of trustees and trying to get this recruit, and they're meeting this cat in a fucking parking garage giving him $100,000 like back in the day. Right. Now what they're going to do with the NIL shit is what they're going to do is, instead of doing the bag man thing, they're going to say, oh, we're going to get you a social media deal, and we're going to give you, it's a wink wink, we're going to give you a social media deal to post on your Instagram, and it's going to be conveniently $1 million. But the reality is, that's not really the deal. That's just the trustee at the school who's got deep pockets, who's going to get this brand and basically siphon the money to the recruit to do an NIL deal. That's what's going to happen to get these kids to come. Right. That's just the new hustle now.
It's like illegal gambling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be some shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I said that about the NFL when gambling came about. I said it's gonna be more motherfuckers dead than we can imagine, right? More motherfuckers gonna come up dead. But it's the same thing with college football, not to the extreme, but it's gonna be a lot of kids that you're gonna see doing wild shit, and it's like, what just happened? He went where? Right? Okay, yeah. Okay,
right.
So
follow the money. FTM, follow the money.
But again, it's like that transfer portal, like I said, it's cool, but it's got to be some stipulations to it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got kids that abuse it. I mean, how many kids have we seen that have hopped in the transfer portal since it's been a thing? Man, these motherfuckers, they've been in the transfer portal 4 or 5 times, right?
That's just corny. I feel like my thing is also to add to your Commissioner Bridges stipulations. I feel like you get one. You get one transfer portal. When you commit, you got to commit, and then if it falls under those parameters, those 3 parameters, you get one crack at it. Right. And then after that, it's got to be some like extenuating, crazy ass circumstances.
Right.
But if it's like, oh, I'm not feeling this, that's not a good enough reason.
There's got to be rules to this shit. It's got to be, because like these kids just wilding out, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, listen, Will, this is why we do this show, because we come up with the good ideas, and people choose to listen to us or not. But you know what I mean? But that's really what it really should be, kind of in a contract. It's definitely more about the eligibility than it is the scholarship.
Right.
JB, real quick before we get into a break and get into some week 17, week 18. You mentioned transfer portal and Caleb Williams. Do you feel like at this point he can still technically go back to Oklahoma, but do you feel like he's going to follow Lincoln Riley at this point?
Where else would he go? Because USC ain't got no quarterback.
Is that the case? I mean, do they have nobody
they don't have a quarterback. They got the cat that's been there. They're not really high on him. And if you get Caleb Williams over the cat that you got, hell, and Lincoln Riley's the coach, so he recruited him in Oklahoma. You think he's not going to start him in SC? Crazy.
Right.
Yeah, crazy. Hell yeah, he's going to SC.
Right.
Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, Southern California. Wow.
I'm just saying.
No brainer.
Yeah. Caleb, if you do come out here, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice for a man that's lived out here for many years. If you're on that USC campus, don't play yourself. Watch your back. They don't play. That's adjacent to some shit now.
And be careful, you know what I'm saying? The corners you turn, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Exactly. So that's it for some review reaction news. We appreciate you guys tapping in. Will, you are one of our most
appreciate you, Will.
Viewers.
We love you, boy.
We love, you know what I mean. Some weeks you got a gazillion folks dropping comments, but you know, Will, you're about as reliable as they come. So it does not go unnoticed. We appreciate it. And for anybody else tapping in, we know people catch this, you know, in the back end on YouTube or on the podcast form. Make sure to tap in with our sponsor, savageCBD.com. Use code REVIEW for 50% off and free shipping. And like Will is doing, if you are at any point tapping in on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, make sure to drop in a comment or question, and we will get to that shit ASAP. Yeah, man, you're our guy. We appreciate it. You keep showing up for us. So goddamn it, we're gonna keep showing up for you. And hey, we got to get into right now because we are almost out of regular season foosball.
Yeah.
To do a little recap. Oh, this is going to warm Dr. Bridges' heart because, God damn it, they needed it. The Birdgang finally getting a dub. They love going on the road and getting a dub, JB. They go on the dub. You know, the whole controversial fumble call. Fuck all that. They get it done.
About none of that shit, bro.
25-22. Is the BG? Can you safely say are they getting hot at the right time?
We can beat anybody in the NFL when we play our brand of football. Now, one thing, Cliff still got some learning to do, right? Because he called a great game, right? He called a great game, and then in the third quarter made a couple of, I'm not mistakes, but bad play calls that basically gave them a spark to get back in the game and make it close, right? We could have literally cruised to a 10-point victory, bro, right? You know what I'm saying? Easily. If he would just did a couple things different, you know what I'm saying, on that drive, that possession at the end of the third quarter and then the possession at the beginning of the fourth, we could have did some things different and just cruised to an easy victory, no problem, right? So we did good. We ran the ball well. We mixed in and run the pass, you know what I'm saying? I love the way we started the game right here with the youngin', you know what I'm saying? A little jet sweep action, boom, with the speed guy. That set the tone right there, let you know what it's going to be. We weren't healthy, you know what I'm saying? We came out, we mashed their ass. Of course, you know how Dallas is when it comes to Dallas. They win 2 games and go to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They lose 1 game, they're the worst team in the fucking NFL. But everybody is saying that Dallas is a talented football team, right? Mm-hmm. Who are the Cowgirls really? I just said it, Will, right? They're a talented football team. They're a very talented football team, right? So to go to Dallas and win, come on, man, you can't discredit them. Like, you know, everybody want their team, you know what I'm saying, want to talk about the Dallas. And I hate fucking Dallas. I'm just being honest, right?
I think you were saying that, you guys. I think you were saying the BG exposed them. I think that's what he was getting
at. Okay. I was about to say, come on now, Will, don't do me like that. Like, we just, like, they're a good football team, right? When you let them. But like JJ Watt said, maybe we're just that good, and we are. We go play regular football, and we beat people because we're more talented to them, and it is what it is. When you ain't making little man do a bunch of dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just a good football team. And again, we're banged up. Now, quiet as kept, we got a couple people coming back, one in particular that everybody going to be like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? When that motherfucker come back, you know what I'm saying, and our defense get healthy, yeah, we gonna make some fucking noise in the playoffs. Mark my words, you know what I'm saying? So I believe we can beat anybody in the playoffs. I don't care what nobody say. Like, and that goes for Green Bay too, because I'm really not sold on them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got 12, and their defense can't stop the run, to be completely honest. So we can beat anybody, bro. We're gonna be just fine. We just got to continue to play our brand of football. Yeah, man, that's what I call him, little man. He you know, respectfully, with love, I call him little man.
And by the way, I feel like we saw a couple people really step up, in particular on the defense. Buda Baker was a man possessed. He was a fucking ball hawk with a motor, and Isaiah Simmons had a really good game too. And I mean that's what's going to put them over the top, because you know when Cliff passes the sticks and when Cliff isn't fucking up on offense, if that defense can really make teams think, and the playmakers can make plays,
right?
It's a complete team.
Think about like this. Buda Baker dropped 2 interceptions.
Yes,
right.
He did.
Byron Murphy dropped an interception, right? When he jumped up and he batted the ball. That's a Byron Murphy play. That's a Byron Murphy play, though. You know what I'm saying? He looked at his hands. He was like 2, not 1. Yeah. So I mean, that's a Byron. I watched that kid make that play since he was in high school. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot of opportunities that the Cowboys fans kissed my ass. You know what I'm saying? Because they crying on Twitter, oh, the fumble. Now we whooped y'all ass, right? Don't let the score fool y'all. We whooped y'all ass, and again, a very unhealthy Arizona Cardinals football team. We whooped y'all ass, so kiss ass. We ain't have 6, we ain't have 10. You know what I'm saying? The DK was gone. Junkyard Dog was gone. Our whole damn defensive backfield, our 2 starting cornerbacks gone. Like, come on, bro. Like, stop fucking playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watch out for the fucking Cardinals in the playoffs. Is what it is. Yeah.
Well, we'll get to the BG here at week 18 in just a moment. All right, Dr. Bridges, you know how we feel about this cat. You know how many promos that we've cut on this cat. I'm pretty sure he's won several Don't Be Dumb awards, but damn it, it's a hot topic. So let's get into it. The Bucs come back to beat the Jets 28-24. But Antonio Brown walks off the field. There was the whole thing about the issues with the bonuses that he's supposed to get. He's really pushing back on this ankle injury. So at this point, with what this cat has been doing, do you feel like he's kind of done in the sense that another team may try to swoop in and sign him, even though the BA, I'll tow your ass, is going to keep him on the roster so he can't sign with anybody else? Or do you feel like this is just one straw too many? Where are you at with this guy?
Somebody is still signing, bro. He's a talent. He's a talented talent, you know. I know they just came out with a statement saying that, you know what I'm saying, his ankle was fucked up and that he didn't want to go back in the game because he wasn't 100%. And so it's like, but I mean, you can handle situations differently, bro. Right? And this is the thing that gets me. You can handle situations differently, right? You ain't got to snatch your clothes off and throw your pads and, you know what I'm saying, throw a temper tantrum and all this other shit. Right, like my partner said, we was talking about the situation earlier. You could have went in the game, you know what I'm saying, and ran off the line of scrimmage and like, oh shit, my ankle, right? You could have went out there and did that shit. Trainers could have came out, got your ass, you know what I'm saying? You went to the sideline, went in the blue tent, and been like, look, I can't go back out there. And they'd have came out and told Bruce, he can't go back out there, right? And it is what it is. Game over, nothing to talk about, is what it is, right? So if that's the case, and he was trying to make him go out there, and that man was hurt, and he was saying he wasn't hurt, he wasn't 100%. He not finna go out there like that. Yeah, I get it as a coach. You like, man, you got to go out there and do what you got to do. I need you. Whoop, do it. Don't matter hell or high water. He's a professional athlete, right? He ain't no spring chicken. You know what I'm saying? So if he needs to be at his best to be at his best, you know what I'm saying? I get it on both of course. I just feel like he could have handled the situation a little bit different than making a spectacle. But I mean, that's AB for you. That's typical AB. He gon' man, look, wild out.
Shout out to the Locks. Now, this statement via his attorney allegedly came out really just before we hopped on a live stream tonight. So let me read kind of the middle section of it to kind of get, I guess, his perspective everywhere. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this middle part of it. So let's see here. Because of my commitment to the game, I relented to pressure directly for, definitely did. His lawyer wrote this shit. I relented to pressure directly from my coach to play injured. Despite the pain, I suited up. The staff injected me with what I now know is a powerful and sometimes dangerous painkiller that the NFLPA has warned against using. And I gave it all for my team. I played until it was clear that I could not use my ankle to safely perform my playing responsibilities. On top of that, the pain was extreme. I took a seat in the sideline. My coach came up to me very upset and shouted, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" And I told him it's my ankle, but he knew that. It was well documented and we discussed it. He then ordered me to get on the field. I said, "Coach, I can't." He didn't call for medical attention. Instead, he shouted at me, "You're done," and ran his finger across his throat, something like that. Coach was telling me that if I didn't play hurt, then I was done with the Bucs. And then he goes on to say, I didn't quit. I was cut. That's according to the attorney.
Well, again, who the fuck knows? I wasn't there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't there. Wasn't nobody there. And then everybody commenting on social media wasn't there, right? We're all hearing he say, she say, and speculating.
Exactly.
And we're going on past instances of where AB has flipped the fuck out, right? So I said it at my job. People asking me, I said, man, I ain't finna judge a man because I don't really know what the fuck happened, right? Mm-hmm. I just know, and I'm going to continue to say that he could. It don't matter how he felt. He still could have handled the situation a little bit better than he did. He just made a spectacle of himself, you know what I'm saying? He didn't need to do all that, but at the same time, he did what he felt like he needed to do. So Was Bruce wrong for trying to get him to go on the field and he knew he wasn't 100% to go? Yeah. Was he right for trying to get him to go on the field? Yeah. Right. Because
both things can be right.
We play injured. You know what I'm saying? I've played with ankle injuries before. I've played with knees and elbows and everything else, right? Mm-hmm. But again, AB ain't no spring chicken, man. He ain't no young cat. You know what I'm saying? So if he say, man, I can't go, he can't go.
Right. Well, I mean, we'll see. He's probably done for the rest of the season because they're gonna hold it. They're gonna hold his rights until the end of the season, so he can't show up on a playoff team and burn them. Because some of these other teams, Chiefs, Packers, Rams, you're hearing about are sniffing around. Hell, maybe even the Cowgirls are sniffing around to try to get some extra.
I mean, yeah, Gallup got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Gallup went out. So
exactly. So if they
and Sean McVay pick his ass up in a heartbeat. They scavengers. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Exactly. Now, moving on, we saw Monday Night Football. I watched the game. I mean, it wasn't an amazing game. It was entertaining. But the Steelers beat the Browns. Yeah, we picked that correctly, by the way, in Savage Picks. And Big Ben's looks like probable final game in Pittsburgh. JB, here's a theory for you. Do you feel like he is Eli Manning with more natural talent? If you think about it, their careers kind of mirror each other in terms of how long they played. They were drafted in the same class. And these last few years of Big Ben quarterbacking, not that great.
No.
Homie didn't really take care of himself that well.
Yeah.
His game didn't really age that well. Now he was kind of like a pioneer in a sense of like the Josh Allens of the world, cats like that coming in, maybe. But also, I feel like I feel like he kind of left some stuff on the table. But what is your assessment of his career?
He could have took care of himself a lot better than the last 5 years of his career. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that when you get older in the NFL, and I did it, and I know a lot of other cats did, you lose weight, right? Because you are more knowledgeable of the game and you have more technique. So now you can take on the game as a smaller human being, right? When you're young and you're full of vigor and you're wild, I played at 340 or sometimes, 345 at one point. I was playing guard at 345 at one point, right? But I was young. I was in my early 20s. Shit, we running crazy. When I got to my 30s, my late 20s and 30s, shit, 317 it was, right? I was not trying to play no heavier. You know what I'm saying? I called it fighting weight. So, Big Ben, he didn't condition himself very well. And when you don't condition yourself, you are prone to injury. You're going to get hurt in this game. You know what I'm saying? So, he kind of let himself go. I mean, I don't know why. I'm not going to speculate why he didn't do the proper preparation. You know what I'm saying? To be prepared for the seasons and the marathon that is the NFL season. I don't know shit. But he didn't put a good product on the field the last 3 years. It didn't look very good, right? So shout out to Big Ben for a Hall of Fame career, right?
Right.
It is what it is. He's a Hall of Famer. Hopefully it ain't first ballot because
and that's why I bring up the Eli thing. Two rings, questionable last seasons. I mean, is he going to get in? Yeah. Should he just be like a freeway open gate? I don't know about all that.
No,
he's definitely going to get in though.
So, I mean, Eli Manning's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame because his last name is Manning, right? Yeah, Second of all, Eli was a fucking Super Bowl MVP twice, and he won 2 rings, right? He's in the top 10 in every statistical category, you know what I'm saying, as far as NFL passing goes, right? So, I mean, it might look stank, but, I mean, he done did it. You know what I'm saying? Big Ben, he done won, he won 2 rings? Mm-hmm. So, he got 2 rings, and you definitely look stank, all right? He looked stank when he was in his prime. But I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. Shit, no questions asked. You know what I'm saying? There's people in the Hall of Fame that have done less. You know what I'm saying? So they gonna be in that thing. It's just first ballot for Big Ben. First ballot, I don't know. Right. Maybe second ballot. First ballot, I don't know. But Eli most definitely.
Right. Well, on the flip side of that, the Browns lose. They were already out of the playoffs before the game. I mean, look, man. I know Baker. You kind of set a theme here as far as with AB and Big Ben, where you don't know where they were coming from, what they were going through. I don't think people are. I feel like people are kind of underselling what Baker has been dealing with from a health perspective because he has been fucked up in a lot of parts of his body. But the reality is, a lot of the things that he's doing are coming from his mind, his decision making. And at this point, homie's like 26, 27. What do you? Conspiracy theory, JB. What are you thinking about his future? He's got one more year on his deal, and then he's
I said it on the Burning Bridges podcast last night. I'm not extending him. No, He's going to either play that deal out, or if he decides to sit out. And I didn't know he had I didn't know he had one more year on his deal, but he's going to either play this shit out and show me that he can be better than he's been. I said that if it was like a contract situation, that we would franchise him and we would draft the quarterback, right? We would franchise him, we would draft the quarterback. So letting you know that we are bringing somebody in to be your heir apparent that we hope can run this team better than you've been doing. Baker Mayfield, he just has a tendency to fuck up at the wrong time, right? Mm-hmm. And he's always had that tendency to fuck up at the wrong time. And I think that, people can say what they want to say, but I think having Odell Beckham Jr. caused him a lot of grief, right? Because he kept trying to force the ball to Odell, right? And I'm sure Odell was in his ear. And people say what they want to say about Odell Beckham Jr. He's a cancer, right? He's a poison. He's kind of toned it down since he's been in LA, because I think he's starting to realize he's a poison. And he's like, you know what? Let me just play my goddamn part, and
it's been working for him,
right?
Yeah.
And it ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? Let me just be the receiver. I'm a talented receiver. I can add value to a football team, to an offense. Let me be this guy and shut the fuck up and stop demanding the ball and let them, when the ball come our way, let me just make the play, right? Mm-hmm. He wasn't that guy in Cleveland. He wanted to be the man, right? So Baker kept trying to force the ball, interception. But Baker, before Odell even got there, was doing that shit. So
right,
Odell just made it worse, to be honest. He magnified the shit. So Baker, you got to show and prove, man. You got to show that you can be a franchise quarterback. Or me as GM JB with the Browns, I'm not bringing your ass back. I'm not finna sign you to no motherfucking long-term deal for no fucking 95 plus. No, man. Mm-hmm. Not up in here. Right? Mm-hmm. Not up in here, because you ain't showed me that you can get it done.
Exactly, because you got to figure that they may try to make a play at Deshaun Watson if he's finally cleared to play, and they may try to draft someone. Obviously, this draft, I don't know about this draft, is going to be great to try to find that guy, but he does have one more year on his deal. So, like you said, if they're still kind of on the fence, they can basically kind of treat him like Kirk Cousins, franchise tag. And I mean, it's expensive, right? But that means they don't have the long.
But but I'm going to say the cap, like that expensive. It look expensive, but it don't hurt the cap, right? Mm-hmm. Long term hurts the cap, right? Franchise don't hurt the cap.
Exactly. Well, that's it for week 17. And before we get into week 18, Savage Picks, we got to see how we did after 17 weeks of foosball. And with a drum roll, please. Dr. Bridges is at 148, 91, and 1, but the Blue Dini at 152, 87, and 1. Let's run through them real quick. JB correctly picked the Raiders to beat the Colts. The Bears whooped the G-men. As you mentioned, the Bucs came back against the Jets. The Bills, Mafia, got it done. Eagles got it done. The Washington football team. Hey, FedEx Field, I've been to your stadium. Fix that damn guardrail. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Good God Almighty. Disgusting.
Shit is horrible.
Disgusting. Oh my God. So EAGLES Eagles get it done. We both incorrectly picked the Chiefs, and shout out to go Tigers. Joe Burrow lighting that shit up, and the Bengals looking mighty good going into the playoffs. They got it done at home. The Pats dude whooped the Jags. Titans got it done. I correctly picked the Rams, and they got out of there by 1 point. Ooh-wee, against Will's Ravens. Correctly picked the Chargers to get it done at home. We both picked the Niners, of course, the Birdgang. The Saints got it done at home. The Squawks destroyed my Lions. Hey, whatever. And the Pack got it done. And then JB correctly picked the Steelers and Big Ben's alleged last game. So that's how we did for – yeah, right? Last game at home anyway. So that has been it for week 17. But Will's got a quick question. He says, question, should the Vikings have started Mond over Mannion? Well, they are trying to get a playoff spot. So Mannion is limited, but does have the experience. I don't know. Kellen Mond. I don't know. What do you think about that? Because I mean, Kirk, Mr. Unvaxxed Kirk. Hey, he couldn't play. So I don't know, man. The Vikings. Do they still have a shot at the playoffs? Are they mathematically out of it?
They fucked. They gone. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
it don't really matter.
Well,
really matter.
But Will, to kind of expand on your question, I think going into this offseason, I think they really do need to see if Kellen Mond is the guy, because they're not going to go anywhere with Kirk.
No.
Will, we played against Kirk Cousins and we beat Kirk Cousins. You and I played it and we saw it firsthand. They're not going anywhere with Kirk, and they're not going. And Mike Zimmer,
You like that?
you know what I mean? So it's not going anywhere. So that's it for Week 17. But let's get into some Week 18 Savage picks right now. Bow, bow, bow. Now keep in mind, reviewers, this is going to be one of those weeks where it's not only COVID, but also players are going to be sitting out for the playoffs. So this game, it's the Chiefs Kingdom going to Mile High against the Broncos, but the line is 10 for KC on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I know KC's probably going to rest some guys, but I mean, I still just think KC is better than Denver, so I'm going to pick KC.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs as well. I think, Denver, as much as Denver would like to play spoiler, I don't think they have enough for the Chiefs to get that done. All right. It's a how about them Cowgirls? I mean, them Cowboys going into EAGLES Eagle shot to Chip, Johnny, you, and the whole AAT, all about the Birds family. And the line is 7 for Dallas on the road, coming off that loss to the BG.
Philly, where I am from. Hey, listen, the link finna be nasty, right? It's finna be real nasty, right? And I know that the Cowboys are playing for seeding, but I'm telling you that the Eagles are hot right now, right? And I think the Eagles' defensive line puts on a show. And I think Jalen Hurts puts on a show. I think the city of Philly puts on a show. And I think Dallas would get their ass whooped, bro.
Oh man! All right, you're going a little bold. I'm going to take the Cowboys just from a talent perspective. I don't know that if the Eagles can do enough on offense to get it done. I think this is going to be a great game to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing it. But
couple key turnovers, bro. Watch what's going to happen. Key turnovers because the link finna be nasty, bro.
I think so. I feel like if the Cowboys beat the BG, I feel like I would actually probably pick the Eagles in this one. But because they're coming off that loss, they're going to come ready to play. I'm going to take them. But that line is tricky. I definitely wouldn't trust that line. By the way, shout to my bookie. Your boy hit a 3-game parlay. I turned 50 into 500. A pow, pow, pow.
Hey, getting cheddar. Cheese and cheddar make it better, baby.
Shout out to the BG because I think that the BG were the underdog in the money line. So shout out to them for getting me that dough. All right, speaking of team that's not going to give me that dough, Dr. Bridges. Boom, 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 boom. Go Pack, go versus the Kitties, and the line is a surprising 2.5 for the Packers on the road
because they know anybody from the Packers going to play, and I'm picking Detroit to win the game. Right? What you mean?
Oh man! Oh, I love it.
Detroit to win the game. The Packers are not going to play their starters. Is Love healthy right now? Love is out, right? Is he out for the season?
I have no idea.
Okay, whatever. The Packers ain't going to play a lot of people. Detroit going to play hard to win the game. They want to finish the season strong. I think Detroit's going to get the win. The Packers have already solidified number one. I think the Detroit Lions are going to win the game. I got them.
Well, it might look like that in the stadium with, a lot of Packers fans coming out. But yeah, I mean, Kitties have what can you say? We say it every week. It's the talent's not there, but the effort is. So if they're playing against their second stringers, that can be some Detroit jankification to clear that line by maybe a field goal for all the bettors out there to win by 3.
Oh yeah.
So hey, let's see how it's looking. All right, staying in the division, it's the Bears going to the as Will mentioned, possibly the Kellen Mond led Vikings, and the line is 2.5 for the Vikings at home.
I'm going to go with the Bears. I just don't think the Vikings, they ain't got nothing for them, man. You know what I'm saying? The Red Rocket is back, you know what I'm saying? So, the Bears. The Bears.
I'm going to take the Vikings at home, last game of the year. And listen, I trust the Vikings to think they have just a good enough season to bring everybody back. Yeah, let's bring the coach. Let's bring Kirk in.
You know they do that. You know they do that now.
Just for the sake of the pattern, I feel like the Vikings are going to get it done at home, but I would not be surprised. The Bears, who are kind of starting to figure it out at the end of the season, to go in there and get a dub. All right, it's Chad Carr's Colts going against the Jaguars, and the line is 15.5 for the Colts on the road.
I said this on the Burning Bitches podcast in the picks. I'm going to pick the Colts, but I wouldn't be surprised, Bear, if some wild shit happened and Jacksonville fuck out and beat them, bro. I wouldn't be surprised at all. At all, I wouldn't be surprised if some wild shit, it's Jacksonville, bro. So, stanky janky, you know what I'm saying? But the Colts gonna get the win. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if I flip on ESPN app and I'd be like, hold on, what?
Right. Yeah, I could definitely see that too. Now, the Colts are coming off a loss. This is a game, you talked about earlier in the show, these limited tight windows of a playoff scenario. Right now, the Colts are in the 6th seed at 9-7, but they're right behind the Chargers, and the Raiders are right behind them. So this is definitely a must win. Do I trust that line? No, but I do trust the Colts to do just not enough jankiness to fuck it off and win in Jacksonville.
Right.
So I'm taking the Colts as well. All right. It's parts unknown. Mitch's Tighten Up Titans were red hot without Derrick Henry going against the H-Town. What it do? Houston Texans, and the line is 10.5 for the Titans on the road.
Tighten up Titans, man. I just think that they're getting hot, and Vrabel, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Titans are number 1 right now, right? In
That's
AFC,
correct.
right?
That's
so,
correct.
I mean, I think they're going to do their thing, right? They're not a team that folds. That's not their MO. That's not how they operate, because Vrabel is from the Belichick tree. They're not, I'm going to rest my guys. That's not their thing. Now, if they get up by fucking 6 touchdowns and in the middle of the third, of course, they'll start snatching guys out. But, yeah, I got the Titans.
Yeah, I'm taking the Titans as well. They won 2 in a row. And, watch out. Watch out for Mitch's Titans. That's going to be a hellified team to play in the playoffs. So I am taking them as well. All right. It's the Washington football team going against the G-Men. And the line is 6.5 for Washington on the road. And yes, Will, you're correct. Derrick Henry taking off the IR. I don't know if he's gonna play in that game, but
well, I'm pretty sure we'll see him in the playoffs for sure.
They definitely will.
Most definitely. All right, Washington football team, man. The G-Men is just a fucking dumpster fire, bro.
Yeah, G-Men mess. I'm taking the Washington football team to close the season strong on the road and get a dub. Oh, Will, the one you've been waiting for. It's the Steelers going to the quote the Raven nevermore, and the line is 5.5 for the Ravens at home.
Benny, when you're in Baltimore, you got to be more careful, right? I think the Pittsburghs blew their wad. The Steelers blew their wad with the Big Ben salute tour game, right? Mm-hmm. And honestly, I know it's a lot going on in Baltimore, but I think Lamar plays. I think some Baltimore magic happens, and I think that the fucking Baltimore Ravens end up getting the win.
You know what? I have not picked Will's Ravens, I think, in maybe 2 or 3 consecutive weeks, if not more. But this week I am. Both of these teams are technically still in the playoff hunt, and you got to be more careful. They're going to be out. They're going to be, at the bank, and I think the Ravens are going to do just enough to get it done. It's a tricky line, but I'm taking the Ravens too at home to still have a shot at the playoffs. All right, it's the Bungles going against the dog. Yeah. They might be tail between their legs at this point, and the line is 3 for Cincy on the road. Joe Burrow is not playing in this one.
Of course not. I'm taking Cleveland. I just, they've already said that they're going to play to the death. Myles Garrett, you know what I'm saying? Clowney's healthy. Joe Burrow's not playing. I would imagine, Jamar Chase ain't playing. Like, so, yeah.
You said Suggs is coming out talk. Good Lord. Ed Reed too? Shit, who else is coming out?
To do what? Scare the hell out of people? Right. If they wanted to get the club hype, all they gotta do is bring that boy out. You know what I'm saying? All they gotta do is bring him out, let him do his little slide.
Get that dance. Yep.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? All they gotta do is bring that boy out. You know what I'm saying? They love it.
Yep.
But I got the Browns. Yeah.
I'm taking the Browns too. So you're going to see Case Keenum, and oddly enough, this may be foreshadowing what we see in next season. And quite frankly, what they probably should have done if Baker was that banged up. Why didn't they put in Case earlier this season? Case was capable of taking them to the playoffs. I don't understand.
Case is capable.
Yep. So, hey, we're both taking the Browns as well. All right. It's the Patriots going out of the Bermuda Triangle. Face the Dolphins, and the line is 7 for the Pats.
Now, I'm going to pick New England. I said on the Burning Bridges podcast last night, I think the Miami Dolphins was more of a Brady thing than a New England thing, right? Because Brady never really played very well against them especially down there. Hell, he never played very good against them at all, right? But especially down there in the Bermuda Triangle. But Mac Jones is just dumb enough, you know what I'm saying? And young and dumb enough to get the win.
Well, look, the Dolphins are 8-8. They're eliminated at this point. The Pats are on the 5 seed at 10-6, and they've locked up a playoff spot. So, I'm taking the Pats as well. Bill's going to have them ready. All right, it's the the JETS Jets, formerly known as the Bums, currently known as the Bums, going against the Bills Mafia.
Mafia.
And the line is 16.5 for the Bills. Yeah, talking about Miami. For the Bills at home.
Yeah, the Bills. At home. Yeah,
Getting ready for the playoffs. Oh yeah. People are gonna be getting choke slammed from them folding tables, baby, in the parking lot.
Lots of mustard and ketchup. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wait, I'm taking the Bills as well. All right, JB's former employer, right over his right shoulder, the keep pounding Panthers going against Tampa Bay and the Bucks, and the line is 8 for Tampa Bay at home.
Well, I mean, we don't know what the Panthers doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the Panthers doing. Nobody knows what the Panthers doing. Who the fuck starting their quarterback? You know what I'm saying? So Tampa Bay, I think Tampa Bay needs a tune-up game to get ready for the playoffs. They ain't been playing very well, and so they need a tune-up game to say, you know what, let's get hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to get hot right now. So they're gonna take it out on the Panthers down there in Tampa, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I got the Bucks.
Yep, I'm taking the Bucks as well. All right, it's a big gumbo bowl, baby, heading down to the big Maybach to face the Falcons, who have kind of had a sneaky good season, all things considered. Although you're hearing rumblings now, just before the show started, about Calvin Ridley maybe trying to get up out of there. But regardless, it's 4.5 for the Saints on the road. It's interesting.
Yeah, this is kind of a where they play type game because they're playing in the big Maybach. I got to go with Atlanta. If they were playing in the big Gumbo Bowl, I would go with the Saints. But they're playing in the Maybach, the big swayback Maybach, and I'm rolling with Atlanta.
I'm taking the Falcons as well at home to close out the season strong. All right, it's the Squawks coming in to face the BG, and the line is 6.5 for the BG at home. The elusive home games for the BG. Good God Almighty.
Well, we're just gonna put three phases of football together and win the game. We already got to where we want to be, so we got a spot at the table, but we're just going to close the season out strong. I think that's the message, right? I think that's the message. Close the season out strong. You may or may not see number 99 play this weekend, right? We ain't really heard much about it, you know what I'm saying? But he was on quote unquote IR, but of course he was on IR with the option to take him off IR, right? I think that honestly, I think he's been practicing and they ain't really said nothing about it. They're just trying to keep everything under wraps, but we will see 99 before these playoffs are over, right?
Okay.
But other than that, with him or without him, you know what I'm saying? We're going to come out, we're going to put a strong front up, and we're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks. Cardinals get the W, and we slide on into the playoffs, ready to take on who the fuck ever, right?
Now the Squawks are gonna play tough because they know if they somehow stun the BG, that's going to prevent the BG from having a shot at still winning the division. However, I don't think that happens, and I'm taking the BG at home for a much needed home win as well. All right, speaking of the NFC West, it's the Niner gang.
Niner gang.
They're currently the 6th seed. They're still in the hunt, and they're going here to LA to face the Rams, and the line is 4 for the Rams at home.
Go Niners.
Ooh-wee.
Go Niners. They got their fucking number. All right. Shanahan over McVay. Right. Here's what it is. The Niners are going to beat them barely, but they're going to beat them, and we're going to win the West. All right.
Oh, man. Damn, I want this to happen, but I might regret this pick. But I'm taking the Rams. Just a little bit too much firepower. Old Sean has them ready to go, and I'm gonna take the Rams at home. And finally, this is for playoff implications.
I am so excited about this game, man.
The LA Barstow, Bakersfield, San Antonio, San Diego Superchargers against the Raiders.
Flu-Rona, the Raiders.
The Flu-Rona Raiders, both at 9-7, and the line is 2.5 for the Chargers at home.
For all the marbles, I'm picking the Raiders. What you mean?
Yes.
Come on, it can't get no better, right? This is Vegas, the Raiders. Winner
The
take
whole
all.
stadium's gonna be Raiders fans.
Any Charger fan in that stadium gonna get their ass beat the fuck up. All right, I know the Charger fans is hell too. You know what I'm saying, but they gonna get beat the fuck up.
He said, "Will they tie on purpose?" Oh my god! And then the Steelers get in for God's sake.
Right,
Good
and then the
Lord.
Steelers get in, and Big Ben
And
fat
the
ass
Colts
be
lose. That's one of those crazy scenarios.
right,
Will.
fat
Good
and Ben
God
and
Almighty.
Big Ben fat ass to be on the center again. Huh?
Jesus Christ. Well, I'm taking the Raiders as well.
right.
So that's it. We'll see who's right, who's wrong, who was both right, who was both wrong. Dr. Bridges, take us home. We need us, sir.
No, we need us. Just want to shout out, man, Mike Tomlin, man, 15 straight winning season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And like I said on the Burning Bridges podcast last night, shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. 3 coaches in the last, 30 some odd years, right? It's amazing, right? 20 some odd years, 30 some odd years, shit, damn near 40 years, right? So that's amazing, man. But Mike Tomlin, black excellence, you know what I'm saying? First of all, he's a black man, right? As it were, black men don't really get the opportunity to be head coaches, but those that have been head coaches have been great head coaches. Shout out to Tony Dungy, the late great Denny Green, you know what I'm saying? Mike Tomlin, you know what I'm saying? Like it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. What's the name of the coach? I forget his name, and I feel ashamed because I forget his name. But he was at Detroit, and then they got him
Jim
out of
Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell,
who might get back into it with a team this offseason.
who should be NFL coach right now, head coach right now. So
Could be Jaguars, could be,
right.
you know. Yeah.
So Mike Tomlin, man, hats off to you. And that's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful accomplishment, you know what I'm saying, for any man, for any coach. But for a black head coach in the NFL, man, I couldn't be more proud of you. Other than that, man, keep keeping each other safe out there, you know what I'm saying?
Flu Rona.
Yeah, keep taking care of your people, man, you know what I'm saying? If you're feeling sick, stay home, you know what I'm saying? So much crap out there right now. The Omarion and, you know what I'm saying? Like the motherfucking, the B2K and it's all kind of shit going on.
The B2K variant.
You know what I'm saying? The B2K variants out there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
It's all kind of shit cracking.
The Raz-B variant. Good God Almighty.
Please take care of your folks out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Stay away from AB, Will. Good
and
Lord.
dealing with AB, the AB variant is out there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God, it's horrible. All right, fuck with us, man, on all social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? At JB and Benny Blue, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You got served. You goddamn right, Will. You got served. AB got served. All right. So mess with us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Like, subscribe, share, man. Go to YouTube, man. Love us, man. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. Love, thumbs up. We need more thumbs ups. You know what I'm saying? Check me out on Tuesdays, the Burning Bridges podcast live streaming. Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Twitter. Shout out to the AAT Sports _ and the AAT Birds. That's all about the Birds Network. Shout out to City of Philadelphia, man. We love you. Fuck with you. Heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy. Right? Heavy. All right. Mm-hmm. To all y'all, episode 207, man. Damn.
We did it again, goddammit.
Hey.
We did it again. Next week, reviewers, tune in because it's fourth quarter State of the Birdgang and our patented review, Savage preview for the playoff. Ooh, I can't wait, goddammit. Playoff football is here. We got a lot of good shit coming next week. Until then, make sure to tap in with us at JB and Benny Blue. Check out JB on Tuesdays again for Boyne and Bridges. And until next week, we
gotta make sure we get Ed and Earl on this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because they
I know.
Wild.
Come on, KSRM. We need the full Avengers on this one. We need all of our powers combined, like Captain Planet. Come on now, come on out. So we're gonna be getting our folks on, and we appreciate you guys for joining us as always, whether it be on the live stream or podcast form. So this has been episode 207 of the JB and Benny Review. Until next week, we are out, baby.
Holla.
Peace. Yeah.